Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to the vlog. It is so good to see you guys back here. I am Nick. Right now we're about to do part 4 for the McLaren saga. You guys already knew about the accident. You guys know about my interactions with the cop and the citation that I had received and all the investigations with the insurance, how I had to prove to them that I was not committing insurance fraud. If you guys miss any of that, make sure you go back and watch the other parts of this series and you'll learn more about what happened. So this video is mainly focused on dealing with insurance with the shop. So the shop that I chose was in Grand Rapids, Michigan. I chose that shop because I can't really trust any shops around Las Vegas at all. I feel like a lot of people around here are kind of slimy. The previous owner has a really good relationship with this shop, and I've also heard a lot of good things about it, as well as a couple of my other friends personally using them and having good things to say. So I fly back to Vegas and I pretty much start sourcing parts right away. And I have some of my friends helping me and everything like that. We get all these parts, we start sending them to Michigan that we know we're gonna need because we know we can physically see that they're broken. This is definitely well within your right as the insured. Your insurance is going to pay retail pricing for all of the parts and labor. So basically, if you find a bumper that retails for $1,000 and you pay $500 for it, you now have $500 extra to spend on maybe something else, or maybe keep it for your own pocket or pay your deductible with that. You also could just get the entire estimate done by your insurance company. You could theoretically just drive around a broken car. There is no obligation to fix it. The obligation from the insurance to you is that they're going to pay you for the damage. That's it. You don't have to get your car fixed. And I imagine this is why sometimes people drive around broken cars, that or they don't have insurance in the first place. So there's a few things that happened with the shop. Right off the bat, I had told them that I enjoyed doing YouTube videos and documenting everything that I do with my cars. I had asked for a lot of photos and videos of what they were doing so I could show all of you guys and any potential buyers in the future what exactly was done and how it was done. I had also requested all of my parts back, including if it was broken or not. I didn't want it, but that is definitely one of your rights from a body shop. They need to be able to give you everything back that was yours because that was yours in the first place. Well, it's not there. I had also spent around $8,000 out of my own pocket sourcing all of the parts for this car. I knew that it was going to be quite expensive and that I had expected to get some of the money back from the insurance. I had let the insurance know that I was wanting to get paid back first. They went ahead and sent the checks directly to the body shop. I had worked it out to the body shop and they said, oh yes, we're gonna definitely pay you back, you know, with everything at the end. It's not gonna be a big deal, don't worry about it. Obviously everything comes back to the end. They're telling me not to expect any money back, which obviously I find quite alarming. At this point I contact the attorney that helped me fight the citation that I had received earlier. He said that he used to own a body shop in Detroit, Michigan, and he's very familiar with all of the laws in Michigan that surround body shops. So basically he told me that there were several things wrong, including lack of communication. So basically when you get in an accident, you're supposed to be given an additional estimate by the body shop to you. The one that you get from the insurance company does not suffice this. That has to be in addition to, which I did not receive. And also in the state of Michigan and most other states might vary on this percentage, when you get an estimate for the work being performed, the total cost cannot legally exceed 10% of the estimate. Now, this doesn't include once they pull the bumper off, they find something else underneath or any type of supplementals. But if they say, hey, the bumper is gonna cost $700 to get off, and then they charge you $800, well, that's not gonna work because it can't exceed 10% of that value. I did not receive that. I also did not receive a repair order or any type of repair authorization. Basically, a release form saying, yes, I give you permission to work on the car, and yes, I agree to these terms, and this, that, and the third. Basically, this form authorized the shop to start performing work on the car. I'm not exactly sure how it works in other states, but at least in Michigan, what is supposed to happen is that the insurance makes out a check and your car is already at a body shop. The insurance is going to make the check out to the body shop and the insured. So my name will be on the check alongside the body shop's name as well. Basically, what they're gonna have to do is they're gonna have to cover all these expenses out of pocket. Then, upon completion of the work, once you see the car, once you say this is good and you're happy with it, then you'll sign all of the paperwork that says that the work has been done to your satisfaction and everything like that. Also, you're going to have to sign the back of the checks, authorizing them to cash the checks. I understand on a car like this that it might be very expensive to take that much money out of a small business. I 100% understand this. In which case, you're supposed to get permission for them to cash the check. Mind you, your name is on it. So basically, you have to sign it, or they have to give you some type of paperwork, mainly a power of attorney, for them to cash the check. I said the checks were sent immediately directly to the shop. When I found out that I wasn't getting my $8,000 back, I was taken back, and I was doing a little bit of research, and Geico had confirmed that the checks had been cashed. Kind of taken back by this. I have not signed the checks, so how could it be possible for them to cash the checks without my authorization? I am not sure. I can think of one way of that happening. So when somebody forges your name on a check, that's not what I'm saying happened here. I want to be clear about that. But when somebody forges your name onto a check, they're committing fraud and forgery. Now, in the state of Michigan, you can sue that person up to 3 times the amount of the check. And I'm not going to get into that in this video, but the amount was fairly substantial. So I fly out to Michigan, I check out the car in person, it starts snowing again. That's definitely my luck. I go visit the shop where it's at, and the work is actually phenomenal. The work is actually really, really top tier. I am very impressed by the work. We go back to the office and we start hashing out numbers, and I'd still tell them that I still feel some type of way about my money that I feel like I'm owed. Now, granted, I talked to my attorney. He did say he owned a body shop, and he did inform me that some of these processes do take a long time, so that not only are they wrong for doing what they did, but I'm also wrong. So we need to meet somewhere in the middle. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with being wrong. So at this point, we work out a number, and the number is $1,250. I understand that we're a long ways off on the number where I thought we should be at, which was right around $4,000. But in the end, I just wanted my car. I didn't want any headache. I'd have enough stress in my life the way this is now, and I just wanted to take the car and just be happy and just be on my way. So the following day, I go back and I start packing up all the parts that I actually had, and I discover that the bumper is gone, as well as the splitter. And they said, oh, they were trashed, we threw them away, which is weird because I told them that I wanted all of the parts regardless of damage from the beginning, right? And I wanted that because these parts still are worth money. Even though they're wrecked, I can still have some of them fixed and sell them. It's not a big deal. When we were talking in the office, they had also informed me that they were only going to do a supplemental check for the sensors and the sensor harness, labor and parts, right? That's all it was. Fast forward a week, I'm back in Vegas. I get a call from my insurance agent. He said that he had authorized an additional $6,000 to go to that shop. And I was like, whoa, that is insanity. That was never discussed. I understand that the money isn't my money, but it is my insurance policy. So I had told them that I want the check, send it to me because I am the insurance holder. So that, and regardless, I don't want them to deposit the check without me signing it. Obviously, I'm not gonna fly back to Michigan to sign it. So obviously they're gonna have to send it here to Vegas. So I get the check and I set it right on my desk. A couple of weeks go by, we start talking and having negotiations, and we did reach an agreement. You know, the guys over there, they are reasonable and everything like that. I just feel like this whole thing with body shops, it's just once insurance gets involved, it's just so messy and like so expensive and over the top that all they had to do in the beginning for me to be a happy camper is just to give me the money that I had asked for back, and I wouldn't really care what they charge the insurance company. That's it. Kind of asinine that that happened. I get back, so anyways, within the call that I had with the shop recently, they said that they did find the parts. Apparently one of the workers took the bumper and the splitter home and hung them on the wall. And I get it. It might be a cool trophy, especially if you don't see these kind of cars that often, but at the end of the day, the parts didn't belong to him. They do belong to me. Definitely want them back so I can definitely try to salvage some of the money that I had spent on the parts that I purchased for this car. Photos that this shop actually sent me are really not that good. As you can see, they're not great at all. And I actually had to have a friend just swing by randomly and check on the car for me, and you know, the photos they sent me were much better and much more detailed. See a lot more progress of the car from there. In the end, if you guys know who this shop is, I'm not trying to bash them. You know, they actually do awesome work. I think what it boils down to really at the end of the day is just greed. People, I'm not saying that they're greedy, when people see lots of money, they tend to want to keep it, and I can understand that. The shop again, I think if I wasn't using an insurance job, I would do it, because I feel like if it was a customer pay type of thing, that they know they're going to get a lot more pushback on, that they would be a lot more fair in my dealings. And like I said before, the work actually is phenomenal. They did bang up work. I'm not sure that I could find this quality of work here in Las Vegas. So for that, I am thankful. And you know, I'm not looking for you guys to go out there and bash these guys. They actually are professionals and they actually do very good work. I could actually see one day maybe utilizing their services again. You guys know me, I'm very transparent when it comes to my cars. I want to tell you guys the whole story and actually what happened. So there it is. If you like this video, hit that like button below, smash if that's something you want to do. Subscribe if you already have it. And we're going to see you in the next video. Stay free, my friends.